What is up, Zero Gang? My name is Zero Vlogs. Today we're going to be talking about the incident that happened in DC that left an UberEats driver deceased, unfortunately. So the whole thing that happened is absolutely crazy. I'm going to show you guys the video and then I'm going to talk about it and break it down a little bit. The video is very short, so I won't be making a reaction to it. But the news isn't covering this for some reason. I really don't know why, and I have my own assumptions on why this isn't being covered. But watch this video real quick. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. It helps get my video out there in this jungle we call YouTube. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I want you guys' thoughts on this whole situation. But watch this video and let me know what you guys think.
They're thieves.
What's going on?
Call the cops. They're trying to steal a car.
They're trying to steal a car?
Inside is his car. Yeah, he is their phone. No, this is my car.
Stop it! Oh my God! Somebody just stole.
She's stealing their car.
You're stealing the car.
Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops. It's been called! It's been called! It's been called! It's been called! They stole the car! These girls stole the car!
Hey, come out!
Hey, they stole the car! They stole the car! These girls!
Go!
That's it!
Everybody's up! Everybody step back from the car! I'm gonna need everybody to step back from the car! No! I need you to step back from the car! Everybody, I need you.
So the first thing I asked myself, why are they acting so calm when they are witnessing a person getting literally carjacked? Like, you can see it. Things are kind of weird. The guy even says right here that, hey, I'm being carjacked. These are thieves. These guys are trying to steal my car, and everyone's just like standing around with their D's in their hands, their coochie and titties in their hands like this. You know, they're just standing around doing this with their thumbs. Like the guy's being robbed. Why aren't they helping? The second thing I noticed, like, why isn't anyone helping him? And I believe no one's helping him because they're females. If this were men, or if this was a woman saying, help, I'm being robbed, something like that, I think that people would act completely different, which is very double standards. I know I'm not trying to make this thing about a woman versus guy thing. It has nothing to do with this video. What I'm trying to pinpoint is why this man did not receive any help when the car was clearly revving at very high RPM.
Inside is his car. Yeah, he is their phone.
And they were fighting inside there, you know, with the drive, putting it in drive and park. The guy asked, was the car in park? They say, yeah, but you hear very clearly that the car is revving very hard. So obviously the person on the passenger side is pressing the acceleration. Does that look normal? Does that sound normal? You can see from a mile away that something very odd going on here. And they're just like, well, he's being robbed. What do you want me to do about it? Help this man out. This is completely avoidable, and it was not necessary whatsoever. Like, it kind of pisses me off, especially considering that I kind of do the same stuff. I don't do UberEats. I would never do UberEats. I can't stand UberEats, but I do respect people that do UberEats. And it's sad that, you know, this guy ended up having to meet his fate like this, especially over something so trivial. You know, like, I don't know how they got in this man's car. That's one thing. I always lock my doors, but I truly do not know how they got in this man's car. But at the end of the day, they did get inside this man's car. But you can hear the woman inside the car saying, push him.
They're trying to steal a car.
This is my car.
Push him out, push him out. And the woman in the front, she's saying, like, I am trying to push him out, blah, 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 blah. And it gets to a point where, okay, I understand that they're a woman, but if someone's trying to rob you or carjack you, I think it's significant enough to slug her in the jaw. Now, I'm not talking about abusing women. That has nothing to do with this. I'm talking about this situation right here. Regardless if it's a man, a woman, a dog, a flying pig, a frog with x-ray vision, it does not matter. This man is being robbed, and because he didn't want to hit a woman, and because they were women, at least that's what it seems to me, at least, they got away with it. Well, they didn't get away with it. I want to make sure that's clear. They didn't get away with it. I will tell you what happened after the math, but I mean that it happened more accurately. It happened because they're females. at the end of the day, there's no way a man would have got this done like this. There's absolutely no way. If there was 2 men inside the car with a woman screaming help, it is done. It is done. As soon as those women got out of the car and they were men, and those soldiers were there, I promise you, they would have been grabbing those men immediately and start putting them in handcuffs. They don't know what's happening. They see a dead woman on the ground. That's all they see. That's good enough. Time to get arrested. That's exactly how it would go. And that's just the fact of the matter, you know? But it's very, very sad to see that this happened to this dude, especially who's probably trying to make ends meet. I know a lot of people that do these ride shares and they do these, Uber Eats, all this stuff. They're very poor. That's not my case. Uber, Lyft, all that stuff is a very big investment. Like, I'm talking about a big investment. And it's to the point where these guys are just barely getting by, you know, and they don't have time to deal with this. If you're smart about it, of course, you can put down a big investment like $18,000, buy a brand new car, pay the car off with Uber, etc., etc. You guys are interested, I can make a separate video on that. But a lot of these guys, unfortunately, these guys are poor and they're barely getting by, and their last option is to do Uber Eats or Uber or Lyft. That's the fact of the matter. There's so many forms of these people just complaining about how poor they are. And they don't have time to be getting robbed. They don't have time to have all this stuff going on. They don't have time to getting face masks pulled off their face, getting slapped up, getting told they're gonna get beat up. They don't have time for that. They're trying to make their money. They don't have time for it, you know? Luckily, the other video that I made about the Uber driver getting coughed on, luckily he wasn't injured, he survived completely. But this is the exact thing that I'm talking about when it comes to rideshare, when it comes to the double standards of women. Something else that I noticed in this video, which is weird to me, why didn't the guy turn the car off? Now, this could be a little bit of hindsight, I'm not really sure, but why didn't the guy turn the car off? Why didn't he turn the car off? Like, realistically, right? Like, if you're afraid to hit the woman and you're afraid of all this stuff, I totally understand that, and I respect it. I couldn't be that guy. If you're robbing me, you better be treated like a man. You better be treated like a tiger, a lion, a leopard, an elephant. But if you're so afraid to hit a woman or etc., turn your car off and get out of your car. Okay, they might steal some of your stuff inside the car. It's better than being tossed like a rag doll. You guys get what I'm saying? And it just shows how little these women care about this dude. Because when you think about it, right, they're driving, like, what do you think the outcome is going to be if you're pressing acceleration, the man's halfway out the door, and he gets slung around, like, they're driving down the road, literally with the door open.
Oh my God, she's stealing their car.
They care zero for what happened to this man, and I hope they get the longest sentence possible for what they did to this man. This is completely unacceptable, and this is coming from a guy who laughs at all types of messed up stuff. I laugh at stuff like this, but it depends on the circumstance. If a guy's trying to talk tough and he gets knocked out like that, and says, "Smack me," and he got smacked, that was hilarious. I love stuff like that. But when it comes to stuff like this man is probably just barely getting by. He's getting robbed and killed. That's not funny to me. That's actually really messed up, and it pisses me off, especially considering that, I'm somewhere in the same field as these guys. That's even with bus drivers and stuff like that, right? They don't have time for it. They don't have time for it. They're already probably getting 1 star because a person forgot their barbecue sauce or something like that, right? They're probably getting thumbs down on the app because a person forgot that they didn't even order a shake or a soda with their meal. It has nothing to do with the guy, unfortunately, but this is how things go, But I'm gonna tell you guys the aftermath of what happened with these girls. Did they get arrested? Did they get sentenced? Etc. The official report on what happened: 2 teens charged in carjacking that left DC Uber Eats driver dead. And like I said, no major news outlet is covering this. The 13-year-old and 15-year-old have been charged with felony and murder armed carjacking. Good. I know CNN did cover something like this, but they said that it wasn't like they worded it differently, like it was attempted or something like that, or like it was a freak accident. This was no freak accident. This was planned. 2 teens have been charged with murder following carjacking and crash in Washington D.C. that left Uber Eats driver, I don't know if I said delivery driver dead. Official said. So it says an Uber Eats driver, described by relatives as a hard-working, of course he's always a hard-working immigrant, grandfather was killed in a crash after officials said he was carjacked by 2 teen girls in Washington D.C. They were 13 and 15. Cardi B type of music, all this stuff. When you take, I don't believe in like religion and stuff like that, but I truly do believe that religion is a very good building blocks on how to be a decent person, guys. But I just mean the ideal of religion. I don't want to get too deep into that. But anyway, I'm just simply saying, it just said, hey, don't be a douchebag, pretty much, right? That's overall was what I'm talking about. There's way more stuff into the Bible, but I'm not going to get into that. So they said the 15, 13-year-old who have not been identified because they are minors. Oh, that makes sense. Allegedly use a stun gun on the driver. Oh, they use a stun gun. That's why he was like, that actually makes way more sense. He's a stun gun on the driver. Tuesday, causing him to crash his car, according to police department. When responders arrived at the scene about a block from National Park where they found the victim suffering from life-threatening injuries, police said he was pronounced dead at the hospital. Dang. His name was Mohammad. He was 66 years old. Oh, he was an old head then. But the family was identified as the victim. He was working for UberEats at the time of the assault, according to relatives and Uber. But yeah, so they're going to be charged. It makes a lot more sense that the man was just standing there. I'm like, what is he doing? You know, why didn't he turn the car off? That makes a little bit more sense. But I feel like when you're being stunned, you can get a command out of your body. You know, if you try hard enough. But he was 66. This isn't about judging the guy, but I do feel that this is really messed up, and I feel like more news outlets should really be covering this, putting more awareness about, you know, situations like this. You know what I mean? They were two black girls, but they were minors, so I don't want to break TOS, but I'll just put it this way. If they were two white men, it would have turned out a lot different. That's all I have to say. But overall, I think it's going to wrap it up for this video. I really hope that, you know, they get the maximum sentence for the crime that they did. I know they're minors, but trust me, when you're those ages, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You know what you did. You know what you're doing is wrong. Right? When you're those ages, you know what you're doing is wrong. But anyway, those are my that's my analyzation. Those are my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Help me get out there in the algorithm. Help me push my channel. I'm trying to reach about 10,000 subscribers this year, so hopefully I can get to it. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, I really appreciate it if you guys subscribed, alright? I'm pushing that pretty hard. But like I said, I was going to wrap it up for this video. And remember, I'm not arrogant, I'm just confident. Thanks for watching.